Hello, this is Dawn Thomas from Nature Days, and I'm filming here in Borneo in Sepalok in the tropical rainforest here. And I just want to show you the differences here between our temperate rainforests that we have back in Wales. Now, obviously, you can see it's very hot and sweaty, and of course, the seasons here are very different. It never gets cold, always hot, it's always wet, and it's always humid. So it's actually quite hard to work here. But we've got some incredible plants and animals. We see much different animals, much more vibrant butterflies, bigger insects, and of course, the plants. Now, if you look at the layers inside of temperate rainforest, which I'll show you on a field trip, we've only got a few. Here, we've got ones like this one behind me. Now, this is an emergent. This goes above the top of the canopy. Up, maybe up to about 75 metres above my head. So these giants of the rainforest can actually expose to the highest point so they can get the most sunlight. But we've also got some layers that we don't have much at home, mainly the epiphytes. If you look at an oak tree, we might have polyploidy, a few things, a few lichen. Here we've got some huge ones like the stagthorn fern, or we've got the bird's nest fern, and of course we've got some incredible creepers. Now in our forests we have some clematis, we've got some ivy, but they have got the most amazing creepers that have thorns that claw onto the branches of these trees, and as they grow they get pulled up with them, and some of them rotate. So if you're going to look at ways in which plants are growing, we've got one side of our plant growing faster than the other, and it makes it weave around, and you get these twisted vines that go up all the way up to the canopy. But of course there's nothing between them and the top of the tree that's holding them up. They literally look like they're dangling down, but in fact they've taken a root up as that tree's gone up. Also, because we don't have the seasons like we do, we don't have autumn, so we've got leaves falling continuously. So we've got leaf litter, but we've also got our trees and all of our plants holding leaves all the time. The difference in the amount of sunlight cutting through our forest as well is huge. So it's very hot and very sunny out here. Outside, inside, it's quite dappled, but we've got everything trying to compete for that light. But it's an incredible experience. And one of the other things is just the sound of it. So if you just stop and listen in the woods, you'll hear the difference between the cicadas, those great big grasshopper type animals, and we've got lots of other insects, and of course you've got those big mammals. We've got monkeys, we've got orangutans, and we've got bears, sun bears, and all of these incredible animals that we just don't see found our way. So hope you enjoy this video. So if you look out here, you can see these layers. We've got these amazing, huge emergence here. So 75 metres at the smallest, and then obviously bigger than that, up to 100 metres, taller than the tallest towers that we have in Swansea. And then you've got our canopy layer here, where we've got the majority of our trees, but then we've got our understory, and then we've got creepers and vines underneath, and we've got a lower story as well. And here we've got our herb and field layer, and we've even got plants growing on the ground as well. Just shows how much sunlight there is that can manage to get through all of those trees. And you can see so much is hanging down as well. So it's taking every moment, even where there's a trunk, it's trying to grow some leaves, or another plant gets into that spot to get hold of that sunlight.
Because the trees are so far above the forest floor, they have to get their seeds to come down. So a bit like the sycamore seeds, like helicopters, then their seeds also have wings that allow them to rotate to get down to the forest floor. But of course they've got much further to go than they have on our temperate rainforests. In tropical rainforests, they have some incredible primates. So they've got monkeys, they've got orangutans, and we don't really have a lot of mammals that we'll find in the temperate rainforest. Most of them come out at night. But in tropical rainforest, you've got orangutans and you've got silverleaf monkeys, you've got short-tail and long-tail macaques, and of course, at night, you'll have things like flying squirrels. There it goes. And just like temperate rainforests, they've got a huge amount of invertebrates as well, some of which are a bit familiar. We've got ones that live in rivers like caddisfly larvae, which you can find in the water, in the leaves. You've also got some moths and cocoons and butterflies, and all of them are well camouflaged so they don't get eaten by the birds. And of course you've got praying mantis. You'll find millions of termites living in tropical rainforests, creating structures that look like sandcastles out of the soil. And you can follow them along their logs, making their way either with their young or with their eggs or to get food. And it's incredible the structures that they form and the way in which they find their way along anything that's in their path. Some of the trees have even adapted so that they house some of the ants. This tree here creates these structures so that the ants live inside them. They make smooth areas for the ants to live in, and then more jagged areas for them to go to the toilet in, and this helps the plants grow. Some of the plants we don't have in our temperate rainforests are insect-eating plants, such as the pitcher plant. You find those only in marshy ground, such as crumbling bog. The biggest difference between a temperate and a tropical rainforest is, of course, the temperature. And this temperature difference makes the rain much more intense. Just have a listen to this rain shower. But the sun will soon be out again and the birds will come out to sing. I hope you enjoyed this video about the tropical rainforests of Borneo. And if you'd like to come on a field trip with Nature Days, you can come and visit our temperate rainforest here on Gower and hear all about the layers, how it differs from the tropical rainforest, and about all the animals and plants that live here. Because you don't have to go that far to find some awesome plants.